Hello out there.
There's the bear. They call him Daddy.
What? Yeah, I forgot to turn that off. What's up, guys? Yeah, flubs all over the place. Yeah, I'm doing good. How's everybody doing? Mr. Thicknick, yes, it is a live show. So how's everybody's week going? Hopefully very well. Hopefully it's going a little better than the last. All that kind of thing. User abuser, you're hilarious, dude. And you talking about getting metal legs and stuff like that just makes me think of this Cat Williams joke. And yeah, you guys know Cat Williams, dude, is insane. Alrighty, so let's see. Hopefully the stream goes very well. I'm not gonna have too many issues because lately I've noticed I've been having some lag issues. I don't know what that's about, but whatever. We progress, we move on, and we go forth. Go forth and fornicate. Anybody out there that knows that reference, good on you. Alrighty, so yeah, we got, the usual topics and all that type of situation, advocacy stuff, some beer talk. I'm excited about this one. Not sure how I feel about it, but I am excited about this one. Some beer, some good old Texas beer. Yeah, so let's get this guy rolling. Let me see. All right. So yeah, let's move into some what I've been vaping. All right. So we're gonna start it off with this guy right here, since it is Warlock Wednesday. Gotta have some kind of Warlock mod. Got my hammer. On top of that, I got the Profile Unity, and in that I got RDC Liquid's Dragon Gummy or whatever the thing's called. It's like sitting way back there, and I'm being a lazy butt. I don't want to get up and grab it, but really good juice, really good setup right here. I'm liking this. I don't know. I say yeah to all the naysayers of rocking a Unity on top of a mech or unregulated mod. I personally like it. I like it on here. It's been my favorite. I tried it on a regulated mod and I didn't care for it. Tried it on a mech tube. It was okay, just got a little too hot, but with the parallel mod, just making me happy. Yes, Miner, that is it right there. He got the reference. All right, so up next, we're going to go with this guy right here. We got the plug with some custom-made Jumadors. Top of that, I got the Legacy RDA. And in that, I got from Transistor, I got a Karango. If you guys have not tried Karango, go get yourself some. It's the awkwardest combination ever, but it actually works and it tastes great. Just saying. Makes me happy personally, And I'm just putting this out there because it's one of those weird thoughts that I have. If you seriously want to rock any of these little tiny flavor banger RDAs, put a small build in it. Don't go psycho with your builds. Like seriously, that is a dual fuse Clapton 26 by 36 coming in at like a 0.3, and these guys just makes for an amazing vape. It's still warm. Like the chamber is small enough to where it keeps it warm. It does what it's supposed to do, and you get great flavor out of it. And even then I still get pretty good cloud production and all that kind of thing. Let me squonk here real quick. There it goes. I can see it squonking. Seriously, it still gets cloudy. It's one of those weird things that you think it wouldn't get cloudy, but it still does. And it's just more because these style setups, that's what they're meant for. And all that kind of thing. Oh yeah, I feel Toro. The TPD thing, that's kind of a bitch. I don't know where you're at. Are you out of the UK? Are you out of what is it? Or just different part of Europe? Because I know like every country's still doing their own thing when it comes to vaping laws and all that kind of situation. But and for the most part, the UK seems to be the most on point. And then what is it? Want to say Sweden, Switzerland? I don't know. They rock the snus because that's what they like to do. And I mean, it's still harm reduction and it's not as gross as dip, but the same thing. Oh, okay, you're out of Norway. Cool. Norway. I don't know much about like Norwegian vaping laws and stuff. So if you have any links or any information you would like to share, just drop it in chat or in comments or what have you. And seriously, I wouldn't mind looking into it because that is one of those things that, like, at least me and Frank, since we live in different countries when we do the wolf bite, we tend to push on that whole ideology of we need to know more about what's going on in the world around us. Because here's the thing, we live in our own little personal bubbles in our own space, and we just keep aware of what's around us, and we need to be more aware of what the next guy is doing. Because here's the thing, sometimes a lot of countries start looking at how other countries work, and they're willing to go down that path if they believe that's a better path. And so we have to be fully aware. I mean, like Australia, I've been talking to LabWorks a lot, and it always comes up, man, that like nicotine's illegal. You can't have nicotine in your e-liquids. You can't have nicotine for DIY stuff. It's pretty much a controlled substance over there. So, that's one of those weird things of, like, most people say, I'll DIY if all of this goes away with the flavor bans and stuff like that. But you got to keep in mind, if they really care to, they could control the nicotine too. And on who gets it, what suppliers are registered, and what people registered could get it. And it turns into this whole another, like, tinfoil hat thing that I go through, and it's one of those weird things. You just got to be fully aware of your surroundings in all forms and formats, the positive and the negative, at least in my personal ideology. It's one of those weird things. Yeah, what else was I going to put up? Yeah, let's go with this guy, because always rocking that guy. It does not leave my table side. It did for like a short while, and now it does not. Twisted Messes V1, DHD drip tip, and Dull Dime number 40. And in that, I got the last bit of this Psycho Curler, and I think that's the last bottle I have for now. I'm going to have to hit up Eric and be like, bro, take my money. Hopefully I get to see him in June for a vape showcase, because that would be dope. We don't have your tobacco producers lobbying and spamming false information. They passed a law a few years ago that banned the introduction of new tobacco nic products. Okay. Yeah, okay, here's the thing. Like, when it comes to, like, tobacco, yeah, tobacco companies they've been pushing against vaping for a while. Right now, they're kind of in this weird thing of they're trying to embrace vaping because they see the benefit money-wise when it comes to it. But at the same time, we also have all sorts of health groups that their budgets will go to shit if vaping passes. And that's one of those weird things of, like, you think because they are looking at the healthiest alternative, they would want vaping, but they do not. They see us as an evil because it destroys their wallet. States see us as an evil because it destroys the mass settlement agreement. So it just turns into, we're fighting a lot of things. It's not just tobacco companies. We're fighting big pharma. We're fighting like a bunch of different organizations that say they're around for the better good, but in all reality, they don't fucking care. If they did, they would actually look for a better alternative. So it just turns into this whole retarded thing. Sorry if, like, that offends anybody, but it's the way I could put it. It's full on stupidity. How about that? So yeah, yeah, we'll get into that during the advocacy portion. But yeah, I'm gonna end with this guy just because I'm really liking this setup. Mr. Mark Cloth was kind enough to trade me Eclipse caps because I had a clear one, and He had the black one, and he needed the clear one, and I needed the black one, so it worked out for us. And look at that, just fully matchy, even with that little Ultim ring in the drip tip. It seriously just matches it up with that timekeeper. And in that, I got Millionaire Mango, another pretty delicious juice. I actually like it more than the original. Like the original, it's good originally, but it automatically kind of turns into like it just changes flavor to or something I just don't like, and I can only vape it so much before it kind of like I get burnt down on it really quick. But this one I am really liking. I'm enjoying it. Alrighty. So let me see. All right, so let's just jump into some beer time, because you know what? I already got a little too serious for my own good, and I'm going to need a drink to calm me down. All right, so for today's beer, we have from Lakewood Brewing here in Texas. Let me see. I know they're like very heavily locally. I'm trying to remember what part they are, because I think they're out of like Grapevine. Yeah, here, Garland. They're out of Garland, Texas, which is really close to me. Like seriously, I think we talked about with Daily Vape TV about doing a Texas brewery tour kind of thing, and I think that would be awesome. I would love that, because seriously, like there are so many breweries around that we could just seriously go touring around. No, it was with Stan on last week's vlog. We were talking beer, and he was like, dude, let's do a brewery tour. And that would be dope, because I mean, down in Houston, they have so much stuff. Austin, San Antonio, here in DFW, there are so many breweries everywhere, and lots of good beer. At least in my personal opinion, there's a lot of good beer. All right, but today's selection is Raspberry Temptress Imperial Milk Stout. That guy right there. So I've tried so far the milk stout. I've tried the regular stout. I've tried just the regular Temptress. There's like different variations of this, and you know, this guy right here, I am interested. Me and my wife actually went to where I pick up beer, and luckily my beer guy was there. Normally he's not, and I just kind of like throw caution to the wind. But he was there, and I was like, bro, beer me. And he's like, what are you looking for? And I gave him like a couple of ideas, and we seriously went down the beer selection, and he just grabbed me like a nice quick sixer. And I am excited about this kind of thing. All right, so let's do the pour. Let me see. Trying to pour on camera with the microphone in my way is a pain in the ass. All right, so there it is. That is a dark beer, just like I like them. I thought this was a fancy beer, so I went with the fancy glass. All right, I'm gonna run like a quick shout outs and all that kind of thing, because you know, why not? All right, so user abuser number one, as always, bro, I appreciate you showing up and coming to hang out and all that kind of thing. Again, love the Millhouse reference. Seriously, I will say, and I was thinking about this when like I saw that. My favorite Simpsons moment when it comes to Millhouse is when they get that one game, and I can't remember what it was called, like Bone Crusher. And Millhouse goes to input his name, and he went to put Thrill House, but it says Thrill Ho because it cut it off at the HO in house. And I still to this day think it's the funniest thing ever, because he just basically called himself Thrill Ho. And you know, knowing most people how they are, gamer tags that you used as a dumb kid, you kind of live with for the rest of your life. And you know, as an adult, Millhouse would still use Thrill Ho, which would create a load of confusion and all that kind of situation. You know, people thinking he's an easy chick, and then they come and find out it's just a little nerdy guy with blue hair. All right, Vaping Miner, Toril Holman, how you guys doing? Miner, seriously, bro, keep the puppy. You're gonna love it. Just keep the puppy. Brian Feeney, how are you, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Thick Nick, how's life going, bro? You're like off picking up your kids right now, aren't you? Mark Cloth. Seriously, dude, you are an evil, evil man. Uh, like that Ember I got for my wife from you. That thing is amazing, and I still want one. But then you have the dagger, which that kind of sits over my head. And then you just came out with the series dagger, and now I'm all like, you evil, evil man. Speaking of this one's not something on what I've been vaping, but just more what I'm reviewing. And you guys know the Colorado. You guys have probably seen pictures of it. If you've ever held a Warlock mod, at least the originals being the Guardian and the Hammer, this is what the Colorado RDA looks like on top of a Guardian. Seriously, this thing is ridiculous. Trying to build this thing was just psychotic. Look at that. See if it'll focus, because there's so much going on over here. You can kind of see that. Wicking that was a pain in the ass too. Not gonna lie. I seriously sat here trying to like pull out wicks constantly. Yeah. So let's see. Miss Clownette, thank you for joining me, wifey. And let me see. I think I gotta read some comments here to make sense out of some stuff. I don't know. You said something about unless you take your wife. I don't. Or your wives. I don't know what that means. Maybe you do, but yeah. Let's see. Who else is still here? Amy Cloth, how you doing? Thank you for joining me, Witchy Mama. Seriously, you are awesome. If you guys also Mark, just promoting you all over the place, bro. If you guys haven't tried it yet, you guys got to try out some Witch's Brew. This is the what's left of my nightshade, which just makes me sad, and I've been babying the hell out of it. And luckily, I'm kind of reviewing other things and vaping on that, so I haven't been able to like demolish it quite yet. But still, Jesus, it's really good stuff. And Witchy Mama has this. And you guys are gonna have to correct me because I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but it's a chocolate covered strawberry or cherries, or chocolate cherry or something like that. And it is delicious. Not gonna lie, it's a great chocolate, and not many people know how to do a chocolate properly. So with that being said, go check out that juice and see what you guys think. We'll say these O-rings very flimsy. I would expect something this big to have like the most hardcore O-rings ever. Okay, let's see. Just reading through some comments here. Yeah, no kidding, Mark. It took forever. It took a week. Like an extra week to get that mod because they lost it. Freaking assholes. I like how I half cussed there. Fucking assholes. How about that? Let's see. Yeah, you don't want me as president. Me in a place of power. I believe in Darwinism when it comes to survival of the fittest, and I feel a lot of people should just not exist. Seriously. There's a lot of people on this planet that we are keeping alive somehow, and they shouldn't be around. Oh man. These people who will be missed though. Yeah, very true. Let's see. Have I heard anything about Beard Vape Co. launching a CBD line? No, I have not. I didn't even know they were doing that. Yeah, I have not heard anything. I'll be honest, when it comes to like industry stuff, I tend to not be. I keep up with some things, mostly like hardware things, because hardware is something that I kind of enjoy. I've tried Beard Vape Co. before. 2 years ago, I got to try them at a Dallas showcase. That was pretty good. I mean, they weren't terrible. I'd probably have to try it again and see and see what I could do. Like, go try them out and see if they have them. Hopefully, again, like Showcase, we're gonna go to that in June, and hopefully maybe we'll get to see them there. Let's see, where did we leave off? Beer Rico. What's up, Texas Cloudtown? How you doing, brother? I'm assuming you're on your way home, but yeah, appreciate you stopping by and coming in and all that. Oh, the Colorado, by the way, this is actually our friend and fellow stooge, Prayers for Villains. He's an awesome kid. If you guys watched any of the Stooge crew vlogs from NVE, he's in the background of everybody's video, and we joke about how he makes an awesome drinking game on how many times can you see villains. So it's the funniest thing ever. Dark Cauldron. Okay, it's strawberry. Okay, fair enough. Thank you. Yep, go get your Witch's Brew at the Gathering Vapor Lounge on Facebook, or hit them up on Instagram. That's also a great way to get a hold of them for these awesome boxes and awesome juice. Beard number 7 is beard number 71 is peach, and it's your all day vape user abuser. Awesome, cool. Again, I have to try them out. Like, I'm more of a like bakeries guy. I'll do some fruits and things like that, but like bakeries where I kind of live for the most part. All right, so back to beer because I got all distracted as this thing topples over and makes a ton of noise. All right, so let's go in for the nose. Hopefully my sinuses aren't too screwed up because the last couple of weeks have been really screwy. All right, let's see this. Well, I got partially taste over here because that glass filled up pretty heavily. Well, it's a definite stout. It has that full-on coffee taste. Not really smelling any of that raspberry, but either way, I mean, a little bit I got on the tongue. Pretty good. Let's go in for the taste here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, Mark, Amy, I might have to do this myself, but maybe we might need to do a chocolate covered raspberry. You guys know how to do chocolate. That's just why I'm kind of putting it out to you guys, but yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, it is an imperial stout. I was like, it's reminding me more of an imperial. Which imperial for the most part means lots of alcohol. Let me see. Let's get some information here. It's a 9.1 ABV, 56 bitter units, and I don't know what the other parts of the description are. Best at 50 to 55 degrees. And let's see. Love isn't just in the air, it's inside this bottle. And it tastes like chocolate and raspberries. That's because we take our decadent imperial milk stout and blend it with a tart Oregon raspberry to transform it into a luscious libation perfect for sharing with your sweetheart who is not what's not to love. Since Temptress is easily mingles with bold flavors and ingredients, we created the Seduction Series limited variations of our sinfully sultry brew. All right, well there it is. It's pretty decent so far. I'm liking it. Let's see. What can I pair this guy with? We're gonna go with the Psycho Crawler and see how this goes. Okay. It amplifies the peach, not the peach, the raspberry pretty heavily. We'll see how, I don't know. Amplifies the raspberry a little bit, but even then, like the coffee-ish kind of taste out of it really just stays and lingers in your tongue. Stays on the palate a little bit. Ooh, white chocolate raspberry. Okay, I'm down. Amy, if you need a guinea pig, just let me know. Just let me know. If you need a guinea pig, just let me know. I'm gonna raise my seat. I feel like I'm like way too low for this right now. There you go. That's better. I don't look like I'm like sitting all the way down here. I actually look like I'm sitting up like a man. All right. Next, we're gonna go with the berry custody from Overdripped or whatever he's calling the company. I don't know what he's going with because I know he's discussed a couple of names and stuff. He's asked for opinions, and hopefully he lands on something he likes because I really want to see the dude succeed. He makes some pretty good custards. Like, I don't play with custards all that much. I do mostly like a bunch of other things, and hopefully his he gets that off the ground at some point. All right, so the berries in that custard really play with that raspberry. It kind of like makes it a little bit more dimensional when it comes to all that kind of thing. And oh man, that's just delicious. Yeah, I'll let her know because I don't know if she's listening. I know she's probably watching it, but I don't know if she's listening because she is actually at work at the moment and she's not allowed to play on her phone anymore. They got all weird and serious at work. Not serious enough when it counts, but serious. All right, so that one's actually pretty good. I recommend that one. If you guys know who Overdripped is on Instagram or what have you, he's a fellow stooge, and the dude started DIYing not too long ago, and he started actually making the juice. And I'm like, bro, you need to like what's it called? Just bottle this up. I'll help you with labels, what have you, like graphics. I don't care, but you need to make it done. And like the dude's actually trying to make moves, so I am happy for him. I really want to see him succeed. All right, we're gonna try lastly Super Cereal from my line, and I have that in the Bunker RDA on top of the Arc mod. We'll see how this goes. Oh dear lord. Okay, that one wins for me. I'm sorry. Like, I enjoyed everything else I did over here, but that one actually won. That really brought out that berry taste really, really heavily. Because what this is a berry cereal, and that really brought out that taste really good, and amplified, like it gave you like a nice aftertaste of the coffee and all that kind of situation. Really good. Well, okay. Here's the deal with the Warcraft stuff. My wife used to do that. I did not. I tried it. I couldn't get into it. Wasn't my thing. I apologize if it is yours, but it wasn't mine. Me and her, for the most part nowadays, we just kind of play Sims 4 because it's a nice, easy game that you don't really have to put much thought into it. But I did try getting into League of Legends for a while there. We played on PlayStation 4. We used to play GTA Live constantly. We used to just go around destroying things. If you are wanting to, I could give you the link to my other YouTube channel, like my personal channel, and there's like a lot of videos of our gameplay on there because we would save any like bit that we thought was hilarious and full of destruction. But yeah, when it comes to gaming, yeah, we kind of have a little bit of that. Overwatch, my brother's big into that. He plays that a lot. Like, he does all the tournaments and things like that. I personally have not given it time because I just never bought the game, so I never played it. What is it? From about 2013 to almost 2015, I was huge into was it Call of Duty 4? No, Call of Duty Black Ops 2? Yeah, I want to say Black Ops 2. Dude, I played that for so long that like I was ranking hard and all that kind of shit, and then all my friends stopped playing, so I stopped playing. It just kind of happened that way. Like, because it was harder to find matches with, like, people you could get along with and all that kind of thing. Yeah, for sure, user abuser. I'll hit you up on I'll hit you up on Instagram, so we could figure something out. Cause like I just, dude, with everything I do with editing videos, recording videos, my day job, all that kind of thing. it just kind of becomes like a really heavy thing where like just trying to find time for gaming is kind of a pain in the ass. Like I actually have I don't know if you guys can see that, but I have an Assassin's Creed tattoo along with some Sith Lords because, you know, two of my passions, fucking Star Wars and Assassin's Creed. I was really big in Assassin's Creed. I played 1, 2, the sequels to 2. I played 3. Black Flag, I think, is the only one I haven't played. And the current one. I played Unity. I played what was it, that one where it's like ancient, like the ancient Middle East or whatever. Like the only one I haven't played is the current one that came out like late last year or whatever. I don't know if they've come out with another one since, but I was really like heavy into Assassin's Creed. Like I would have dreams of me climbing buildings and jumping off them and things like that. So just saying. Oh yeah, dude, COD just ruled life for a while there. Feel like I need to bring out the old Xbox just to play some COD because that's where all my gaming stats are at, is in my old Xbox 360. Currently, I just have a PlayStation 4 because my brother and I, when the new platforms came out, we were looking at games, and I was like, well, what are you wanting to get? And he's like, I'm probably going to get a PlayStation because a lot of the games on there seem more interesting to me. And so I was like, okay, I'll just buy whatever you get, dude. Because most of our friends at that point in time went to PC, and me and my brother just kind of refused to spend the money for a good PC for half of the games they were playing. And it just turned into this whole thing where we still hung out and things like that, but we never actually played together anymore because they were PC. Me and my brother went PlayStation, and we just kind of did our own thing. Eventually, one of my buddies got a PlayStation, and that's when we were doing like the whole GTA. Sorry, we were doing the whole GTA thing, which that part was really fun. We had a blast with that. Really appreciating the gamer talk. Just saying. Oh, dude. Here's the thing. If I had the money, I would so be there with you. Where did I put it? I don't have a Switch, but I do have a DS, and I still play Pokemon on there. I paid and downloaded for Pokemon Yellow just so I could play original Pokemon. Like Blue and Green's great, but then I like the little Pikachu following you around. So that's kind of the compromise I made on that. And even then, like I'll bust out, like we still have what was it? The one that came after the Game Boy Color. The one that's like purple and it was like this and it had a screen. I can't remember what it's called right now. But I had one of those. Game Boy Advance. I think that's what it was called. I had one of those. And my kids still play on it too. Like I still have a lot of old Game Boy games and a lot of Game Boy Advance games and things like that. So I don't know. I like gaming. Is just making time for it at this point has become kind of a difficult thing. You don't have a problem, dude. It's just you like your things. You like your stuff. Yeah, I have a 3DS. That's what it is. I have the Pokemon edition, and I thought I had it near me, but I think I put it up. Yeah, I'm like looking around like, am I going to find it? I'm not going to find it. But yeah, I have a 3DS. All right. So yeah, I got some news articles and things I want to cover and talk about. So we're going to do that kind of situation real quick and jump into it. So, news and advocacy time. All right, so news and advocacy. As always, be aware of your surroundings. Like I was saying at the beginning of this stream, be aware of your surroundings. Know what's going on around you locally. Know just everything. Seriously, there's no like knowledge is power. It's one of those weird things. The more you know, the better. And you need to like try to keep yourself informed and just actually work through things. You can't really expect everybody else in your life to do everything for you. You have to make moves for yourself. I mean, that's kind of what it boils down to. And I've learned that one the hard way in the last couple of years, honestly. Luckily, fortunately, I have an amazing wife that just pushes me every day and lets me, know that what I'm doing isn't a horrible thing and that I just need to progress and push on and all that type of situation. And But, you know, you're not going to have that person every day in your life, you know. When it comes to like local news and things like that, I try to read as many articles as I can. I try to keep up with the laws. I try to look up just even like what's going on in my district. Because, I mean, around here, we do have a lot of like vape bans when it comes to where you can vape and all that kind of thing. Like even at the place where I work at, you're supposed to be within like 6 feet of the entrance in that town of any business and things like that. There's no indoor vaping. I don't know how they do it with the vape shops. I assume they kind of let that be a whole different thing. But for the most part in that town, there isn't even that many vape shops. I think there's like one or two. And I'm assuming it's for that same purpose because they don't have indoor vaping. So these are things that actually hurt more than help. But, you know, and here's the thing. Like if a business itself doesn't want you vaping in it, that is their right. That is like what is their right as a business to not have that in their store, whatever. But then the government trying to impose that on you, that's a whole different situation to me. I feel that that takes on your personal rights. All right. So the other night I was talking to what's it called? To Mr. Labworks out of Australia, and the dude keeps up with our news. That's how hardcore he is. He's like, did you see about the thing that's going on in Florida? And I was like, okay, then let's look this up because I didn't know. But Fort Lauderdale, they were actually suing Juul for marketing to children. Like they're actually taking a class action suit against them. And here's my thing. I don't care for Juul. I don't like them, and I wish them to be gone. Personally, they're not my thing. But with all that being said, the reason they're suing it is because there was like some girl, she's 15 years old, and because of vaping, she started having seizures. And that became like a health issue for her. And her parents were upset and yada, yada, yada. And now they're suing Juul. And a lot of it is because of how much nicotine is in every pod and this and that. My whole thing at that point, though, is in the article, it says that she started vaping at 14. She is currently 15, so at least for a year, she's been vaping. My whole questioning behind this is like, okay, the parents are aware of it now and they give a fuck now. Where the fuck were they a year ago when she bought her first Juul? Where the fuck were they for all of this? As a parent, that sets me the fuck off. Because here's the thing. I have a 14-year-old, or she's about to be 14 this summer. I actually talk to them. Like I've said this several times, and I'll probably keep repeating myself on this point quite a bit. But I talk to them. I actually take time to make time for that, to talk to them. Like we have an hour-long car ride back home from where they live with their mother. I take that time to catch up on whatever's gone on with them since the last time I saw them, what's going on in school, if they're willing to divulge that knowledge, because that's another one. Teenagers don't really like talking to parents. They really don't. I remember being a teenager. I am 33 years old. It wasn't that long ago. Me talking to my parents was like pulling teeth, honestly. I just never wanted to tell them anything that was going on. It was just very, how did your day go? Okay. You know, that's all they ever got from me. So I completely understand that my kids don't really care to talk to me, but I at least try to have that open communication with them and let them know what's up. When it comes to vaping, I tell them this isn't a good thing for you. You know, I know me and your mother do it and yada, yada, yada. But, you know, what's it called? At the same time, don't pick up a habit if you don't have to. And it's conversations like that. And even I've had battery safety talks to them. I've told them, you know, you have to like treat batteries with respect. It doesn't matter even if it's a shitty AAA battery. You still have to treat them with respect, because if you don't respect the batteries, they can backfire on you. And, you know, I even talked to them about battery wrapping and this and that. And they were a little bit interested in what I had to say, but will it stick? I don't know. But at least I'm having these conversations with them and letting them know what's going on, where the world's going, and what is actually better for them. As a parent, that is your job. Your job is to guide them and to go forth and try to actually push, you know, some kind of like just like help them grow up. That's really what it is. That's what your job as a parent is. And a lot of parents don't want to take on that job. They want the village to take care of their kids for them, not do it themselves. So it just turns into this whole go around bullshit thing. And speaking of which, here, I'm just gonna tie in all this right here. This is off Soupwire magazine. If you guys want to check it out, I will post the link in chat. I really like Soupwire. I feel like they do a pretty decent job. But so most teens unaware they're vaping nicotine. And that right there is a sad statement right there. The fact that they're vaping and they are fully unaware. Oh yeah, that's what my wife said. She's like, "Are they just making a cash grab? Is that what this is?" Yeah, and I mean, and the thing is, we know that Juul is owned by Altria, which is ultimately owned by Philip Morris. So of course, you're gonna see dollar signs once you start seeing a lawsuit case. And at a point, I wonder if it was like an ambulance chaser that just saw something and decided that, you know what, we probably make some money off of this. And they told the parents that, and the parents saw dollar signs instead of fucking being parents. All right, so most teens unaware of vaping nicotine. 40% of teens who think they're vaping nicotine free are wrong. And that right there is a sad statement because, again, education is key. Center for Disease Control reported among high school students, 1 in 5 say they've used e-cigarettes at least once over the past month. Between 2017 and 2018, teen vaping rates soared by 78%, prompting the FDA and CDC and the U.S. Surgeon General to call teen vaping an epidemic. The study, led by Dr. Rachel Boykin, the Department of Pediatrics at the Renaissance School of Medicine, and Dr. Mesij Gonewek at Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center, was published in May edition of the medical journal Pediatrics. Yeah, pretty much that's it. User abuser. They have cash. Let's get them. And my whole stance on Juul, for the longest time, I was very against them. Eventually, I was like, well, let's try one. I bought one at my gas station because they sell them for $10 a fucking kit, like a starter kit. Seriously, they do. So I was like, okay, they're cheap. I'll try it out, and they're not really that great. There's a lot better pod systems. If you want to talk pod systems, there's a lot better vaping products out there. They're just the most readily available. Let's see. The research first asked teens about their vaping, tobacco, marijuana use, which last confirmed with a urine test. 98% of studies participants truthfully reported their usage. The research team also tested for nicotine levels, which indicated nicotine in a person's body, finding that 40% of teens who believed they were using nicotine-free vape juice actually showed nicotine in their urine test. The vaping teen brain responds to chemicals such as nicotine differently than adult brain, and further research is needed for vaping becomes more and more popular among youth. The CDC is currently compiling research in vaping teenage brain as lawmakers and the FDA attempt to limit access and underage e-cigarette use. The danger for teens being exposed to nicotine, especially without their knowledge, is that nicotine is highly addictive and harm adolescent brain development, which occurs through the early to mid-20s. All right, so sorry, I gotta scratch my head. So here's the thing. Education is a very, very important part of all of this, and I wish that more people would actually try to talk to their children and educate them about what needs to be done and how they need to take on certain things. But I feel that in today's age, at least parents within my age group and things like that, because we can't speak for the older generations, I'm just talking about people maybe about 35 to 25. it's the whole thing of being a parent. You have to talk to your kids. You gotta let them know, or at least know what's up and all that kind of thing. And actually, try to raise them, not try to just grow up with them. Let me see. Unpopular opinion. Underage people should not vape, period. But should people in general be happy at least that they are opting for a less harmful route? I don't want my kids on drugs. I would prefer herb to meth, Yeah, I get you, dude. I'm with you on that. Uh Here's the thing. As a parent, I believe my job is to make sure my kids stay out of prison, stay off drugs. Anything beyond that, it's kind of a free-for-all. And it's one of those weird things. It's like, I'd rather they be the biggest success they can in their life and what they want to do. Like me personally, my father wanted me to be either a doctor or a lawyer. I wasn't going to be either. They're not my thing. They're not a passion or anything that I really look at. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that. For me, I am a creative. My wife reminds me constantly. In high school, I loved drawing. I took graphic design. I took drafting. I took animation. I was the TA for my animation teacher. So I am in the arts. Late in high school, I decided to pick up music. I can play guitar and bass. I was in several metal bands right out of high school, and I got to do that. Played a bunch of clubs around town. So it's one of those weird things of like, to me, I am a creative. I mean, you see what I'm doing right now. I'm not good at public speaking. I hate standing up in front of people and trying to be the center of attention. I don't do that very well. That was one of those things that I love about being in a band is I could hide behind my bandmates and things like that. In my original band, we're still best friends. I mean, we have a buddy that lives out of Lubbock. My other friend lives like down the street from here. And then my drummer was my brother. So we were like brothers like for the longest time, and we still are. And at least once a year we get together and hang out and talk about just random bullshit or what's going on in the past year and this and that. And it turns into one of those cool things that we just kind of make time for each other. But again, to me, it was that creative process that I loved. I missed that kind of thing where like you'd sit there, you just start playing a riff, and you just start developing that. Then you later would come like a drum beat or something like that would accompany it, and you just start developing a song. But back to my original point, we can't force our ideologies on our kids. We just can't tell them who they are going to be as adults. You could try all you want. You could try to push that on them. But at the same time, like at least me personally, I would rather my kids be happy with who they are as adults and in their adult life than me try to push my ideologies on them. Me personally, I would want them to be the greatest success at whatever the fuck they want to do in life. But if they just find something where they're happy and they're okay with what they get paid and they make money and they have a roof over their head, they have clothes on their back and money and food on their table, that's really what it boils down to. If they could get those bare necessities down and they're happy with where their station in life is at, or even just remotely okay with it, and with room to like succeed or grow from that, it's one of those things of why not? Like I said, my parents wanted me to become a lawyer, a doctor. And when it comes to the lawyer thing, I probably would have been good at it because I love arguing for no reason at all. Like, seriously, just for the sake of arguing, I will argue. If my wife is listening and she knows what I'm talking about, she would tell you guys, I just love to argue for no point at all. And it's about the most frustrating thing for most people, and they hate me for it. But at the same time, I just love doing it. But at the same time, I don't want to make a living out of it, mostly because it turns into another human life depending on you. And that's where the buck stops on that. And so the same thing goes for the doctor thing. I really couldn't put another person's life in my hands. To me, I don't see myself qualified enough for that. I'm good at sympathy and empathy and things like that, but at the same time, for the most part, I'm a robot. And when it comes to complete strangers, I can be a complete asshole. Let me see, where are we at? I want the best for my kiddos, but I also remember being a kiddo. They are going to do what they want to do. All we can do is, as parents, is direct them in the best choices and hope they take that path. Exactly. But if the drug war taught us anything, banning things to save kids makes the kids want to try them even more. Oh yeah, for sure, dude. Within this generation, we have the biggest drug epidemic. If you want to talk epidemics, we have the biggest drug epidemic in this generation. And I feel like a lot of it had to do with them actually telling us where to get drugs, telling us how to do drugs. I did DARE in junior high, and it was one of those weird things of like, I questioned it back then, and I question it now. It's just one of those weird things of like, why are they teaching us how to do drugs and how to get drugs if they don't want us to do it? And it's still one of those things that just straight up baffles me on how things turned out and why we got there. You know what I mean? All right. So, I don't know. I had like a couple more articles, and it's more on vape bans and Tobacco 21. I know here in Texas, we just had a vote on it. At least our Congress people did. Because every state has their own Congress or House of Representatives or what have you, and they do take a lot of this into vote, and we do vote for them. I mean, they vote. We have our little set districts, and we get to vote on who represents us down in like the state capitol and all that kind of thing. It's not just in like, the U.S. Capitol. We actually get representation even at the state level, and even at the city level, county level. There's different tiers of government that most people don't put into thought process, But yeah, there's let me see, Amtrak. Congress set to ban vaping on Amtrak. Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton has advanced a bill that would ban vaping in Amtrak trains, said Norton. Although Amtrak has implemented its own policy banning smoking on trains, this policy could be reversed if not codified. Particularly in regard to e-cigarettes, my bill would make the ban a matter of federal law to put Congress on record in support of protecting people from secondhand smoke and its proven detrimental health effects. I am reminding my colleagues of countless lives lost during the decades it took to state a ban smoking in public areas. We should not make the same mistake again by delaying banning electronic cigarettes. Okay, so ignorant bitch is my fucking point at this point. They have done the studies. They have said it before, and I've said it before myself. They have actually ran tests on air quality in heavily vaped areas. And sorry if I just yelled in y'all's ears if you have headphones on and I just destroyed your hearing, but this one really sets me off because secondhand vaping is not a thing. They've done the studies. We need more studies to prove it and just to like get people to fuck off. But even then, they're not going to listen. And that just sets me the hell off every damn time. They actually, like, in a vape shop, they put air quality devices to check what the air was in that room. And they just let the business run like normal. They didn't let people know that they were running a study and things like that. So people wouldn't act all different from your day to day. And in this vape shop, they actually came back with the results being air quality in a place where people vape heavily, the same as outside. So going outside is the same air quality as being in a vape shop. Keep that in mind. I can't speak for certain areas, but, other states and things like here in Texas, I mean, there is so much clean air that pollen fucking runs free. And that's why I have sinus issues and I have allergy issues and things like that. But that's just me more or less kind of giving you an insight on why it's just like it varies like from place to place. But this is right here. This is something that I see right here that no, you don't get it. You don't understand. And you don't see the point of why you are wrong. So, all right. I was going to say on a positive note, the whole thing that we talked about vaping with the Ohmies this past Monday, where in the UK, they are actually promoting giving away vape products to help people quit smoking. Let's just give that a positive note and a reminder, and that just brings me into a reminder of tonight. Go check out PoonSauce Mcnasty's channel for his advocacy talk stuff, because that's what his channel is, purely advocacy talk and getting to know where vapors come from and giving vaping more of a human side than just this whole idea that the industry is a bunch of cloud blowing douchebags. Is there cloud blowing douchebags? Yeah, there's fucking assholes in every fucking aspect of hobbies, of interests, of just life. But most of us are just people trying to quit smoking. Most of us are just people that wanted a safer alternative to cigarettes, and we found it in vaping. And even then, like I've said I started at 24 milligram nicotine. I was even telling Nick Bassett Monday morning, when if you guys are on his Patreon, he actually does this like cool coffee talk hangout thing where you get to hang out with them either through chat or you get to jump on video with them, get to hang out, talk, whatever the hell comes to your mind. He was doing like trying out British snacks this past week. And, I was telling him I was vaping on the Kanger sub tank. I was still vaping 18 milligram. And that was harsh. And the only reason I was at 18 milligram was because my shop told me I needed to step down. Because they were like, hey, you've been on this for way too long. You need to step down. Which I personally appreciate that they were a responsible vape shop and were able to like guide me properly. Not every vape shop does that. And I feel that those shops should be held accountable for their misguidance. But other than that, if you're a good shop, you're a good shop. That's just what it boils down to. But like I was saying, it's one of those weird things of like my vape journey has led me to where I'm at. And luckily I'm down to a 3. I've even considered the whole 0 thing. I've vaped a couple of 0 juices. I've thought about maybe adding like a 1.5 nicotine just to like curve that craving a little bit. But I'm finding myself vaping less and less throughout the day. Like that need to vape constantly isn't as great as it used to be. Like I am a heavy chain vapor. I was a heavy smoker. I wasn't to like the biggest of heavinesses on that, but I was borderline going into that 3rd pack a day situation. So it's one of those things. So go check out PoonSauce's channel tonight. Go hang out with him, talk some advocacy stuff. Hopefully I'll be able to jump in on chat and all that kind of thing and join you guys. But if not, hopefully it turns out to be a good show. And so go check out as always, go check out clownvapes.com. Go see whatever I have on the shop and all that kind of thing. Hey, Dave Said Tech, thank you for joining me at the very end. Sorry, I'm almost done over here, bud, but appreciate you joining me. Clownvapes.com. Go check out the Vaping with the Ohmies channel. I think I have it down in the description. If not, I will add it. Let me know, because I'm still trying to keep up with all the links that have changed around and things like that, or things that we've added. Speaking of which, Wolf Bite show on Vape Radio, noons on Saturday, 9 p.m. on Sundays. And we do have a Facebook group, which is Facebook/Frank and Clown, because they wouldn't let him do Wolf Bite or something like that. I don't remember. He just said it was just a pain and a hassle. And also, I think we have the Wolf Bite Twitter account. So there's that. And Vaping with the Ohmies on Facebook. If you join the group, please answer the questions and all that kind of thing. There's also the Clown Crew, which is my personal group. If you guys want to go check that out, go check that out. And yeah, that's about everything I have for you guys this week. Thank you for joining me. Sorry I got a little ranty and all that type of situation, but I appreciate everybody stopping by and all that kind of thing. And yeah. Oh, Villains. Did you get to see me talk about this guy? But yeah, so all right, thanks everybody for stopping by, and yeah, we're gonna say goodbye. And as always, keep on mixing. What is it? Vape on, mix on. Wait, I'm still live. Oh my god.